welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I cook this beautiful rice. Oh gosh, it was coconut rice. So there are all my proteins, my turkey ham and my chicken sausage, then my mixed vegetables, my frozen raw prawn, 3 types of pepper, bullseyes, chili and some capsicum, my onions, garlic and ginger, and of course the rice. And then I believe after that, that's everything I use for the sauce. And then I had a coconut milk as well added in to the rice. So let's go ahead and cook this food. It was so nice, guys. Honestly, it was one of the nicest coconut rice I've made in a while. Of course, some ingredients I didn't show, like the curry, the thyme, the seasoning and stuff like that. But let's go. Just pardon the angle of this camera. I really struggled that day. Here I am, just mixing in the coconut milk to the rice. And then I went in with my salt, and then I started with table salt. Then I realized that I don't actually like table salt in my food. I don't know if it's just me that can taste it, but I'm never satisfied with table salt. I have to mix it in with sea salt. I don't know the difference. I don't know the benefit they have. Salt is salt at the end of the day, but I sure went in with my sea salt. I love sea salt. Plus, it's fine. It's mighty fine. I'm mixing it all together to make sure, that body. Then I went in with my ginger and the garlic, and I went in with the onions as well. Just some onions, just to give it some flavor and let it smell. Onions there. Onions is like a nosy mother. Yeah, it makes everything smells nice. Like it was just announced to the whole street that they're cooking in that house. Anyway, after that, I went in with my curry. And then after that curry, I went in with the thyme. Ooh, and then I mix it all together. Mix it. Mix, make sure everything enters each other and then cooks nice. So I'm waiting to see if I need to add more. So I covered it to let it simmer a bit, and I decided to add in my Maggi. So I used Knorr chicken, and I used 2 cubes of Knorr chicken, just to give you extra seasoning, because you want to be eating tasty rice, right? So seasoning your rice is actually so important. So I added in the Maggi sha, mixed it all together again, and then went ahead and covered the rice. Mix. You have to make sure everything mixed together nicely. Can you see how I'm not mixing to the bottom of the pot? Yeah, so it doesn't get burned. So I've covered it, and then I believe I lowered the the gas a bit, the cooker. So there I am onto my vegetable. I like to season my vegetable, just makes it smells nice. So I added in my onions, and I'm like, oh, this onion is not enough, Joe. So I quickly chopped off more onions, and I added it in as well. I didn't show that bit because this is hard work. So there's the other onions I chopped, and I added it in. Mix it together. Make sure it's saute. Guys, if you had thyme and curry while your onions saute, the whole house, the whole street, in fact, the whole county can smell. They know that you're cooking. So I did that, and like at this point, you have to keep mixing so nothing gets burned. We don't want it to be burned. We don't want the burnt flavor in it. So I added in my protein, which is my chicken sausage and my turkey ham, I believe, or the other way around. I don't know. I can't remember. So I added that in. Oh, the smell at this point. So you have to keep mixing because you don't want it to burn, but you just want the curry and thyme to infuse the meat, the protein. So I mix. I checked in on the rice quickly just to make sure. Remember, we don't want anything to burn. So, and then I thought, okay, let me add more water. It's still a bit hard. Remember, we're not letting any water in this meat and veg. Sorry guys, we're marinating, so we have to make sure the rice is cooked to the right type of softness that you desire. You don't want it mushy though. So I added in a bit of water, I believe a cup of water, to the rice. So now I'm back to the veg mix. So I've added in all the peppers now. So that's the scotch bonnet, the bird's eye chili, and the capsicum. So basically red peppers. I added only red peppers because the mixed veg is actually an array of colors. So I'm like, nah, there's no point adding all this colorful pepper. And pepper usually breaks down into water, and we don't want that. So I have to make sure at all time I'm actually using my hand to put everything in, because most of this veg always have water in. So that's my mixed veg going in. And then it's time to mix, mix, mix. Make sure none of it cooks to bring out water. And if you notice, my prawn will be the last thing that goes in, because prawns turns into water. I don't know who asked that auntie or brother prawn. They always turn into water. So there I am. I went in with my Maggie. Maggie just... I use no chicken. No chicken just changes. Trust me. If you don't use no chicken, go and try it. It just changes everything. Takes your meal from like whatever level it's at to like up a notch. I just love at this point. No chicken should come and sponsor me because I use them a lot. I went in with a bit of my sea salt as well. As you can see, I put the spoon to take some of it, because what I usually do is it helps to kind of measure mentally. See, the thing about mother's cooking, as my mom always says, you gauge with your eyes, and that's what I did there. So there I am, still, stir frying it, because if you leave it to cook, water will come out of this mixture, and I don't want water because I've added water to the rice. So when I was done with it, I went in with my uncle and auntie prawn. So at this point, can you see how I'm just picking it and dropping it? I told you, prawns always bring water. No matter how much you defrost it and make sure it's okay, it will still bring out water. So I don't want that water in my veg mixture. So I handpicked everything into... The mistake people make is they just pour it inside, and then there will not be water in this mixture. But I didn't want that. So I'm mixing it together. Prawn cooks in like less than 1 minute. People eat raw prawn. Well, I know I do in my sushi, so I'm not really bothered about prawn. So I'm mixing it together to let the heat cook the prawn without it bringing out water and without it shrinking. Prawns, they have grade 1 degree in shrinking. So I'm mixing it. I don't want it to burn as well. So I went back to my rice, check if it's soft enough. Yep, it's soft enough. Tested it. It was yum, exactly what I want. So if you guys notice that I've actually kept all the seasoning and all the stuff to very minimal in this food, because you don't want it to overpower the coconut that you started with. Some people will use coconut oil actually to give you more flavor, but no, I didn't really want that. My son actually likes fried rice, my eldest, so I wanted him to have some. So I got a bowl and I went ahead and scooped everything out into the bowl. And the next step is to start... my favorite part. When I get to this part, I'm always happy that, it's time to eat. It's time to eat. Hey, hey. So here I am, scooping it out. I'm checking, okay, is that enough? No, it's too much. So I went ahead and scooped more out. Like I said, I started with 2.5 cups. We ended up with a big bowl of rice, because this veg as well, we had volume to the food. So this can easily serve, like, I believe 6 of us ate it. My cousin actually took some for our friend in school. So, and then we took some for my mom and my dad as well. So we had quite a lot of rice, and it was only 2 cups of rice. Anyway, so I went in with my rice to start stir frying it together, to let it fry. In fact, I should call this fried coconut rice. So I'm pouring in the rice now. Look at the color of that rice. And it was so fragrant. Is that a word? Fragrant some. AD. It was full of fragrance. Let me correct myself. So there I am, mixing it together. Just look at all those color popping. Look at all those colors. This is not coconut. This is not coconut jollof. This is coconut fried rice. So I'm letting the rice simmer and fry. Not simmer, fry. English. I'm letting the rice fry in the... what do you call it? In that pan, And then just look at this rice. This is the outcome after I done all the rice. So this is my portion. This is my plate. And I thought, let me come and show you guys. I don't like meat, chicken, or anything. I don't know. I just feel like eating meat is off ahead for me, because my teeth are very sensitive. So I don't like meat. So this is what the outcome of the rice looks like. Oh my God, it was so yummy. I'll show you guys how my family ate theirs. Like, I'll show you the bowl in a minute. There was meat on top. They had it with turkey, but I wasn't interested. I had mine like this. So this is how my family had theirs. I put it in a big, like, 4.5 liter bowl. Like, this bowl is actually very big.